sometimes our children get a really big shock. So it could be that, yeah, they fall over and they hurt themselves and they feel really sad and they feel really scared. Now that's kind of part of daily life, and it wasn't until I fell off my bike a little while ago, it actually reminded me how scary that can be. You know, for a young child, that can be and feel really scary, and it flipping hurts. So there's those kind of daily scares that children can get. But then there can also be things that you know, and that can affect them for quite a long time, to be fair. Falling off a bike, you know, we often minimize it, and then we're like, oh, you know, it's fine, get back on your bike, or well, let's go for a bike ride, and they say no, I don't want to, and we get frustrated with them, like, but you only fell off once. And but actually they might have a memory of it, and it, you know, and it did really hurt, as I discovered when I fell off mine. So it's not about minimizing these things. I'll get to it in a minute as to what is more helpful. And then there can be really big scares they get. You know, they might accidentally on YouTube or something put in a search for something and come across something really scary that suddenly pops up on their screen, and it really frightens them. Or a friend might share something with them, or somebody might, my son used to do this to me, jump out on them in the dark at home, or there are just a number of things. So there can be big scary life events, of course, but there can be things that seem quite trivial and minimal, and yet the fear carries on. And it can become very exhausting for you, because you know, you keep trying to reassure them, or you try and jolly them through it, or you know, in some way kind of eliminate it from them as something to be scared about. So what we tend to do with that is we rationalize a lot and say, well, yes, I know, but you know, it was just your brother being silly, or yes, no, it wasn't okay, but they've gone now. Or, well, yeah, it was a horrible thing, wasn't it? But, you know, it was just on YouTube and it's not real, and it's just people dressed up. And we do lots and lots of rationalizing about things because we love our children, and we don't want them to be scared. And it can get very exhausting as well, that, you know, particularly if it then interlinks with bedtime and they're scared to go to bed, or they don't want to be on their own, or they keep waking up because they had a really scary dream. Whatever it is, you know, it can have a massive impact, let's be clear, on us, and be a very big drain on our emotional and physical energy and resources. So what can you do? Well, there's no fast track magic wand stuff, as there isn't really with any part of raising children. But the two most important things that you really need to know, and that I would say you really need to do, number one is make sure that you are regularly calming yourself down, because when you're regularly bringing yourself back to feeling a bit calmer, a bit more stable, a bit more balanced, then you'll be able to go through this process with your child more easily, because the toll this is taking on you is very real. You're not imagining it or exaggerating it. So calming yourself and making sure you have someone you can unload to about this, and someone who's got your back really as you decide to go through this process. So that's number one. Regularly be just taking a breath throughout the day, particularly if you know it's going to come at a certain time of the day, or in the lead up to that time of the day. Definitely be taking moments, you know, you might be cooking dinner or whatever, but just as you're stirring or whatever you're doing, take a breath, because it may be going to happen after dinner or whatever. So that's really, really, really important. And then the second thing is to not go after logical, rational, reasoning explanations all the time with your child. That's not what they need. So for whatever reason, their little system, or their not so little system, is stuck in a fear response around this thing that did happen, and it's just stuck there, and they can't help that. You definitely can't help that. But getting annoyed with their system being stuck in fight flight is understandable, but it's not helpful. So it's being able to be calm enough yourself to move into a more emotions based state with them, a more emotions based genuine compassion. And this is a bit that can be super exhausting. Always being able to calm yourself down and go into this state with them, authentic state with them of, are you okay? You look a bit scared right now. Are you maybe feeling a bit scared? Or, oh, okay, this looks really tricky for you. What's going on? Can you work out how you feel inside? Does your tummy feel a bit tight? Are you getting those scared feelings again, or are you getting those worried feelings again? And then pause. So we're not doing it to get the child to say, yes, I feel like this. We're just extending that compassion and that curiosity, and we're saying, it's okay. I notice, I can see, I can feel that this is really hard for you. And maybe they are able to say, yes, I do feel scared right now. Then we have to resist the temptation, because I sure as hell did not do that always very often. But then we go into, well, that's okay, it's all right, you're completely, it's fine to feel scared. Would you like me to just come sit by you? Would you like a hug? Would you like maybe a foot rub or something that brings their body through that contact with you, because you've calmed yourself down, back to that sensation. It's really a sensation of safety. I am safe, it's safe, life is safe, we're okay. And that's what you're aiming for. And that's the process to go through on repeat, repeat, repeat. And why is that so important, rather than saying, but it's all gone now? Well, because saying it's all gone now, or yes, but that happened last week, it doesn't help. You know that. You've tried that over and over again. But what does help is this continual process of you being calm, being their safety, helping them work out a bit how they feel on the inside, whether they can say it or not say it, but at least you're kind of holding that space and extending that curiosity, and then holding that feeling that they have with them, acknowledging it, valuing it. So let's just take a breath together now. Okay, it's okay. It's those little tiny things that they really, really need. And if they get that over and over and over again, then eventually the kind of really going up to that very heightened, scary place, coming back from it with you, will feel easier to do. And over a long time, and it will take a long time because they're just developing, they've got underdeveloped brains and bodies, that's something over a long, long time that they'll internalize for life. So the work that you put in now will pay massive benefits for the rest of their lives. But just remember to make sure that you have someone somewhere to get some support as well, because this is a, this can be tough, and it can be a long old process. So I hope that's really helpful to you, because you're doing your best, your child is doing your best, and you also are definitely doing your best.